What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over the close range meta in Fortnite Chapter 4 for both zero build and build mode because I think it is pretty different, and just going over some tips for close range fights in general. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what your favorite setup for close range fights has been so far in Chapter 4. So the first thing we got to talk about, if we're talking about the close range meta in Fortnite, is going to be the shotguns, because I think the shotguns are very different than how they were in Chapter 3. In Chapter 3, you saw like very toned down shotguns. The striker pump wasn't very good for most of the chapter, and this led to a very prominent spray meta with like the Stinger SMG and the Combat SMG being ridiculous, but also high fire rate shotguns having higher priority, especially in zero build. A lot of people just mained the auto shotty for pretty much the entire chapter. But this season, the Thunder Shotgun is very, very, very good. It is very effective. Basically, the way to look at the Thunder Shotgun, I think, is that it basically has the max damage of a fully loaded prime of a higher rarity. So the Thunder Shotgun's like highest damage is 170. That is how much the green prime hit for on its max damage fully loaded shot. But the Thunder Shotgun does this for every shot, which is insane. You don't have to worry about keeping it fully loaded. And the gold one can hit for up to 195, which is the max damage of what the mythic prime was. So the Thunder Shotgun has much higher damage potential than that of the striker pump, making it better, and it also shoots faster than the striker pump. So the Thunder Shotgun is just a much more effective shotgun, and this changes the meta a lot. And then when we come to the Maven shotgun, not only is it weaker than what the auto shotgun was, it has a slower fire rate, and it has less bullets in the mag, and it reloads slower. Like, the Maven shotgun is basically worse than the auto shotgun in every way. I think it has a slightly higher range than what the auto shotgun did, but for some reason for me, unless I'm like barrel stuffing somebody with the Maven shotgun, I'm doing like no damage. So I really don't see that added range, and they buffed it earlier in the season and improved the range and improved the fire rate and made its fire rate match that of the auto shotgun. But in the most recent update that happened this past Tuesday, last week, they actually nerfed the range and nerfed the fire rate of the Maven auto shotgun. So if you were to compare this chapter's shotguns to last chapter's shotguns, the pump got much better than last chapter's pump, and the auto shotgun got much worse than last chapter's auto shotgun. So I think the playstyle for this season that I have had the most success with, and that I've seen most, solid players going with after the shotgun changes that have occurred, is going to be the Thunder Shotgun, just because of how insanely like high damage it is. So for zero build, what I've enjoyed using has been the Thunder Shotgun and the Tactical Pistol for close range fights. And as I've talked about in previous videos for zero build, you want to use your spray weapon just to fill the time between shotgun shots. If it takes 3 pistol shots for your shotgun to be able to shoot again, you want to shoot your shotgun, swap to your pistol, get 3 shots off, and then swap back to your shotgun. You just want to put out some damage during your shotgun shots. Now, there are times where maybe you hit a 195 on somebody and then you just swap to your spray weapon and finish them. But if you hit someone for like 90, going from 90 to a full finish with the spray weapon is going to be slower than shotgun, spray weapon, shotgun. And that swapping and getting that timing properly and like maximizing your damage output, not wasting any time, and also hitting your shots is like, I think, the biggest skill gap in Fortnite zero build. The people who can dominate close range fights by swapping between their shotgun and their spray weapon effectively are the most difficult people to fight that I've encountered in zero build. And when I fight other top streamers, this is something that you notice more so that they do better than just like the average players you run into. The reason why I like the pistol more than the SMG is just that the pistol is very good this season. It's like 26 damage, I think, for the white one, in high 40s headshot. And when you go up in rarity, you get like into the 30s body shot and like the 50s headshot, I think. It gets pretty ridiculous. So the damage output of this pistol is really, really, really good. And then I feel like it also has better range than the SMGs. And that matters a decent amount because of how common the hammer is this season. Like, let's say you tag someone a bit with your AR, you hammer onto them, you shotgun them, you swap to your spray weapon, and then they start hammering away. You can shoot at them with your spray weapon while they're in that hammer animation. And if you have them weak, you're probably just going to be able to get that kill easily, But with the SMGs, them getting away from you matters a lot more. So those fights that are like between 15 and like 25 meters or so, I feel like the tactical pistol is much better. And those fights are kind of awkward for the red-eye assault rifle, which has been my preferred AR this season. So the pistol just kind of naturally complements the red-eye assault rifle well, complements the shotgun well, and it feels like a nice range when they are hammering away. So I've enjoyed the tactical pistol a bunch. The pistol amp augment does make it better. You go from 15 to 22 bullets in the mag, but for most 1v1s, I think 15 bullets is going to be fine, because like I talked about, it's not like we're shotgunning and then swapping to the pistol for the remainder of the fight. You're shotgunning, pistoling a bit, back to shotgun, back to pistol, back to shotgun, if it takes that. But the Thunder shotgun hits so hard that it's rare you're going to need more than 2 shots of it, especially if you go into the fight with any amount of damage on the person. The Red Eye Assault Rifle is hitting for like 30 body shot guaranteed, but I think the higher rarities get up to 40. So even just 2 to 3 body shots with the Red Eye Assault Rifle before you start the fight puts the person within 1 pump health, even on the white shotgun. So like, let's say someone has 250 HP, max HP, you hit them 3 body shots, that's 90 damage. With the Red Eye at the lowest rarity, that's 90 damage. So now that person is down to up to 160. The White Thunder pump hits for 170 max. So it is very easy to get someone to the point where you have lethal in 1 shotgun shot, and that makes the season just very like swingy. Like, I think it's very important to go into the fight with that early damage, like I talked about, because not only is your shotgun going to be hitting hard, the opponents are as well. So yeah, playing off the shotguns is super important this season. And like I touched on with the Maven shotgun earlier, I don't think that it's very good, and I don't even find myself dying to it really ever either. Like, I'll spawn sometimes, but I never encounter a good player using this Maven auto shotgun, and if I encounter someone using it like in-game or whatever, they're usually a pretty easy kill just because of how much more damaging the Thunder shotgun hits for, especially if you go into the fights like with the added damage like I talked about. Right shoulder peaks are also super important in shotgun fights. As always, you want to maximize how many fights you have right shoulder peak if you're playing around cover or playing around any sort of building. So for zero build, my preferred loadout this season has been Red Eye Assault Rifle, Hammer, Splashes, Thunder shotgun, and the tactical pistol. I think the tactical pistol complements the Thunder shotgun really well in zero build. But for build mode, I don't like using the tactical pistol as much, and I prefer to use the twin mag SMG instead. I use basically the same loadout, but we just swapped the twin mag SMG and the pistol. And the main reason for this is because the twin mag SMG is better at pressuring walls than the tactical pistol is because of that higher fire rate. Not only is it more likely that you'll get shots through the wall and potentially get some added damage on the person, but it's also faster to take walls. And I think that's super important because of the shotgun changes I talked about before. I feel like box fighting is more important now than it was for most of Chapter 3, especially early on in Chapter 3. Box fighting has been the meta in Fortnite build mode for a very, very long time, but the shotguns were so bad at times in Chapter 3 that you saw a lot of players just getting into boxes because of how much better the spray weapons were than the shotguns. When the shotguns aren't very good, getting into someone's box it's less of a threat for you because you know they're not just going to put you down in one shot, you know? Like at the start of Chapter 3, a lot of people were very confident that they could just get into a box with a stinger, and if you're already on your stinger and you're spraying the person, you're just going to win that fight because the striker pump was like basically clickbait. But with this season, the shotguns hit hard, so just getting into someone's box isn't as preferred. So that kind of swapping stuff that I talked about between like the pistol and the shotgun, as far as like a DPS standpoint in a close range fight, I think that's better. But in build mode, you kind of don't want to get into those situations because you might just get one pumped by the person, and playing the box fight centric playstyle I think is much more effective. And so taking walls with the twin mag SMG is very nice. I exclusively kind of use my SMG to take walls and maybe get some early damage in on the fight, like if I have the opportunity to. If we're like, I don't know, 8 to 10 meters from the person, you can sometimes just spray them and get in a decent amount of damage. But most of your kills in build mode I feel like are going to come from the shotgun if you're playing against decent players that like kind of force you to box fight. Another thing about the SMG that makes taking walls nice is because I talked about the shotguns being very high damage and it's like very threatening. If you go to take someone's wall with the pickaxe, it's much more likely they're going to edit on you and just pump you than if you do it very quickly with the SMG. And if you're pressuring multiple walls in the box or several directions in the box, it's very easy for you to kind of like capture some of the builds pretty safely with the SMG. And then on the flip side, if you do get a few tags in on the person, that's great because of how hard the shotguns hit for. 170 max on the Common Thunder, and you have 200 health in build mode. The SMGs hit for high teens, I think. So 2 SMG bullets on the person with like any of the twin mag SMGs can put them within lethal range of the White Thunder shotgun. So not only is the SMG better at taking walls, it's safer, and any of that damage you get can be super beneficial because of how hard these pumps are hitting. So for build mode, that is why I take the SMG instead of the pistol. And if you have been struggling in build mode this season because you have that very like kind of aggro, just get in play style. I think you want to, play a bit slower, play more off box fights, and I think you'll see much more success because I think this meta forces box fights more than what last chapter's meta did, just because of how effective the shotguns are. Like, the shotguns being effective changes the game so much in both modes. But that is going to be it for this video. That is my take on the close range meta in Fortnite Chapter 4 so far. Let me know down in the comments below what you enjoy using, and if you did enjoy this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.